Hey guys, Louis Cuevas here with MakeNorthTexasHome.com and Remax Cross Country, and I wanted to talk to you today about an interesting program with a lease with the option to buy. All right, so one of the most frequently asked questions I get from prospective buyers is, are there any lease to own, rent to own properties out there? And the answer is yes. However, I don't recommend them generally. And the reason why is because they come in all shapes and sizes. Done properly and done right, I do recommend them. They have their pros, they have their cons, but I do recommend them, but done right. The reality is that 99% of them are not done correctly, and that's where I have a problem with that. But today, I do want to talk to you about a program and a company specifically that are doing the right thing, doing it the right way, and I'm here to present it to you so you can maybe consider it. All right, so here's how the program works. The company's Home Partners of America, and the way the program works is they are targeting people that are interested in purchasing a home but aren't quite ready. And what I mean by not quite ready is maybe they don't have that down payment, maybe they're still working on their credit, but they still have a little bit of money to rent a home. So in this case, what they'll do is they will qualify them. They go through their online setup and their portal. They provide their information, income verification, credit, etc. And they qualify them to see if they are eligible not to buy, but to rent one of their homes, which usually means they're pretty close, but not just ready to buy. Or they may be ready to buy, but usually not just ready to buy. And so what happens is they will qualify them and say, okay, you are qualified, and they'll give you an amount. And usually that amount is in the form of a rental payment. So they qualify you not to purchase a home, but to lease a home from them. And they give you a budget. And that budget is in the form of a weekly payment, or I'm sorry, a monthly payment. What happens then is they send you to a website in their own Home Partners of America website that shows you properties that are for sale on the MLS system, but however, they are offering to purchase those homes and lease them to you. So I'll give you an example. I'm interested in purchasing or renting a home. I'd like to buy, but I'm interested in renting. Maybe I don't like what's out on the market. Once I get qualified, they'll show me which properties they're willing to lease and the rental rate. And then when I find one, and you work with a real estate agent, that real estate agent will help you find that property, go show those properties to you. And if you're interested, then Home Partners will move forward with the agent to purchase that home. They then purchase the home and turn around and lease it to you. That's how the program works. Now, where does the option to buy come? Well, they'll give you a lease up front. So really you're just leasing, whether you want to lease for a year or 2 or 3. You're just setting up a 1-year lease. However, since they know you are interested in purchasing a home at some point, they'll also give you a sales price of where that property will be in a year from now, 2 years from now, and 3 years from now. So they put a little bit of an increase on the price at which they purchased it at. So for example, I'm just throwing out a number. They purchased it at $200,000. Then maybe next year in 12 months, they'll give you the option to buy it if you would like, and if you don't have to. Maybe at 210, and then the following year at 222. Again, I'm just making up these numbers. But as you can see, this gives you the option to maybe lease a property that's not on the market, that's a little bit nicer, because let's admit it, a home that you buy probably is going to have more TLC than those rental properties you're looking at. And it gives you time to save money, work on your credit. And if you are in a position to buy that home, Home Partners of America gives you that option. Now, if you decide, you know what, I'm not interested in this home, maybe I don't like this neighborhood, maybe I, got a pay raise, I can afford more, etc., then you just walk away and it's all good. You just go on once your lease is over, and then you go on to either lease another property or you go to purchase a property. So the reason that I recommend them is because it's a legitimate company doing it the right way. Now, I will tell you, they are a company, they are a business, and they're in it to make money. They've set what they want to make money on each property, and you know that up front. Now that can change a little bit depending on what upgrades and necessary repairs they need to make, but they're in the ballpark. So in other words, when you're looking for those houses to rent that they give you, they'll also tell you what their estimated sales price is on that property in year one, year two, year three. All right, so let me give you a couple of pros and cons. Let's start off with the cons. The thing that I have noticed is that the asking rent that they usually charge is just slightly higher than the average rent. Now, it's not dramatically higher. I'm talking 25, maybe $50 higher. It's not much. Again, you have to remember that they're a business. The other con that I would say is if you are interested in purchasing that property, they will tell you before you move in if you're interested in doing any make ready. For example, new flooring, new paint, maybe they have to put in a new AC unit, whatever that is. Keep in mind that while those things are nice, they have to add that into the price when they go to offer it to you for sale. So again, it's just simple business. They're putting in some money, so they're expecting to get a return on that. You know, it's just the way it is. Now let me give you some pros. Number one, you get to rent a house that's not on the rental market and probably is going to be in better condition and a lot more TLC. Why? Because maybe it was owned by a homeowner that gave it TLC, whereas maybe the properties you've been looking at that are rentals are disasters, no TLC, slumlord even. So what I would tell you is there's that pro. The other thing is that you get to choose, it opens up your options. You get to choose all sorts of properties in maybe different neighborhoods that maybe you're not finding a rental property in. The other thing is that, believe it or not, the rate they set for year one, year two, year three, the percentage that it goes up, in this current market when it's really hot, the prices are going up at a very fast level, at least here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. You know, sometimes 6, 9, 10, 12, even as high as 15% and more. So if they're putting, let's just say, a 3% increase on that property every year, if you decide to buy it, so on year one, it's 3%, year two, it's another 3% on top of that, year three, another 3%, but yet the market is appreciating at 6 or 7 or 8 or 10%, that means that they're actually selling it to you below market price, in my opinion. So that would be a pro. Another pro would be that they're taking on the risk. They're purchasing a home for you just to lease. Can you imagine the risk they take to purchase a home? Just all they're getting and guaranteed is 1 year's rent. Like, that's a big risk. So that to me is a pro for you as the consumer. The other pro is that they're pretty transparent. They'll tell you up front, even when you're looking for those properties, they'll tell you what the estimated rent is and what the estimated sales price is. I say estimated because remember, they can change. If they end up having to go into a bidding war, then obviously they were going to pay more, which increases the rent and increases the sales price. They may pay less. I'll tell you, they do usually pay cash. So they usually get a little bit of a discount. Again, it just depends on the market. So who is this for? This is perfect for those folks that are renting. They're tired of renting properties that are maybe subpar. Maybe they're slumlords. Maybe they're renting from someone that isn't, you know, taking care of their maintenance or their repairs or any of that sort of thing. And so this is really for them and to open up the barriers. But specifically for folks that are interested in purchasing a home eventually. It's a way for them to get into a nicer home, maybe even have the option to buy it if they want, or they can move on. But if your credit isn't quite there, or if your down payment, closing cost funds aren't quite there, then this is the perfect program because you're going to be renting anyways. Why not rent a nicer home and one that you have the first option to buy if you want? You don't necessarily have to, but you have that option. So just in full disclosure, I heard about this program actually a few years ago. I was kind of hesitant, but I went ahead and kept in touch with them, and I presented it to a few clients. I had a client that actually purchased a home through them, and they enjoyed the process. They liked the fact that they were able to get a nice home instead of renting an apartment, which was super expensive. And throughout the transaction, I really took a look at them to see, are there going to be any gotcha moments, any moments where they say, hey, by the way, here's something that may surprise you? And that never happened. They were really transparent, they were really fair, and I was very impressed by their customer service and their availability even on weekends, because I, as a real estate agent, am working on Saturday, I'm working on Sunday, I'm working on in the evenings. So that was super important. They were fast, transparent, very easy to work with. So overall, I think it's a great program. I've got experience with it, and I've got some satisfied clients with it as well. I wouldn't be promoting this if I didn't believe it was a good program. Does it have its pros and cons? Of course it does, just like everything. So if this is maybe something that's of interest to you, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help you out, answer any questions that you may have. But I hope this was of value, and if I can be of service, you're more than welcome to give me a call. Thank you so much. Now, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Make North Texas Home, or you can check out more videos on my website, which is makenorthtexashome.com. Thank you so much.